This video is about traveling with your pets to keep them cool in the summer and warm in the winter and safe in your travels. I'm a owner handler. I don't go camping and I don't go boondocking. I bought this 22-foot RV to be like a traveling hotel room. Many times you get a hotel room and you say you've got dogs and you get the worst room in the whole place, and you have to look on the floor to make sure there's nothing they can get hurt on. So I bought this just to be a traveling hotel room. Come on in. Since the campers are really not insulated that well and you need to keep your animals cool in the summer, I want to go over a few products that can help keep them cool. First thing, I usually keep frozen water bottles in my freezer that I can put in their crates. Also, you can buy a cooling bed that you can add cool water to. I think you might be able to use warm water in it and keep them warm also in the winter. For bigger dogs, it might be cheaper just to get a flotation raft or one that you use to pull behind a boat. Those would be a little thicker than the flotation rafts that you get for in your pool. Well, I think she wants to go to the next dog show. The other thing I was told about at the Kennel Club was these expandable, it's car window pet crates. And they're actually, this side's pointy so it fits in the track where the window would go. And this one has little lips that go over the window, and you can roll your window up and it will secure your animal from jumping out, and it will also keep somebody from breaking in and taking them, yet let some ventilation go through. From Pet Edge, and it was their brand. I don't know if they carry it anymore, but I imagine you can get something similar. This insert fits in the freezer just like your ice packs you put in your lunchbox, and it runs on 4C batteries. It has little arms on the back that can hook to the crate. It can also run off of your power source, off of your, is that 9 volts, I think, a little plug-in that fits in your cigarette lighter, and it just hooks right to your crate. Also, to keep it cool, the air conditioner does okay, but I made insulated curtains that I can block off the cab so it's only cooling this middle part, and I put little Velcro here, and then in the middle I used pins. The previous owners had put up the pool noodle things. They drilled a hole and used zip ties to keep it in place because apparently his wife had hit her head and knocked herself out on it. But it works great for putting these pins in and holding that. Also, I have one that's full length that I can put up at the ceiling by the door, and it blocks off the door opening, so when I'm opening the door it does not let the warm air out in the winter. The warm air out in the winter or the cool air out in the summer. It kind of keeps it cool. Also, I wanted to go over my gate here. I had a gate, I put a baby gate in, but there's a little bit of a slant here. Can you point that down? There's a little bit of a slant and it didn't want to stay in place, so I used closet rod holders down here just to keep it from sliding. I can put their water bottle on here, and my dogs are potty pad trained, so that area's got vinyl, and I can put a potty pad down and nothing gets, well, we usually don't travel with the cat. In a lot of the videos where they use the metal cages, one incident from some people that were showing, they had an accident, the metal cages just collapsed and fell apart, and the dogs got injured really bad. So I would suggest going with either an airline approved or a plastic type pet carrier and have it secured in some manner. I'm only 5 foot tall, so my seat on my RV is all the way up, and I can put 2 of these behind it and kind of lean the seat back that secures them because there's no seat belts back here. I'll go over my RV a little bit. I've talked about the gate. These come with little plastic holders for the springs, and they break off really easy. But so you don't spend money and buy a new spring, it leaves a hole in there, and I put a washer and a screw just to keep it, the little compression thing in place. It's much cheaper. Also, they had a little soap dish here. Excuse me. And the soap dish just wasn't giving me much storage. There's not a whole lot of counter space here. I bought this at the dollar store, and I thought, well, if there's some way I could hang it up and get it off the counter, would be great. So I used a strike plate for a door so it curves out, and I can put the lip of this on there, and it gives me more storage in this little bitty space. My shades fell apart, so what I did is I bought a large, what do we call this? It was a large like shade. I cut it in half, measured it, cut it in half, glued bias tape to the edges, and this is bias tape also, and then I put a snap on it so I can have it halfway open, or I can roll it all the way up and tie it in a bow, just for privacy's sake. I've got 2 fans. That's another thing I should go over. I bought 2 of these fans. They have an extension on them, so they can sit in this window this direction, and I can also make a cross breeze, so I want to put one blowing in and one blowing out. I really like watching the videos that shows how people create storage. This is another storage solution I use for my food. I'm getting ready to go to a dog show. I haven't got this place completely packed, but this makes it great so you're not digging to get things out at the back. Trying to think what else I've done in here. If I can find a cheap stroller, I'll show you how to make a dog grooming stroller cart. I don't like leaving my dogs unattended when I'm at a dog show if I want to go around to the vendors and shop. I'm an owner handler, so I'm not showing a lot of dogs. My friends that are handlers, when they're traveling with their dogs, those crates are secured. They've got them screwed in, boards screwed into the wall so that they can make sure that if there is an accident that those crates aren't moving around.